Hey guys, what's up? This is Hippopotamus here, and today in this video, no, I'm not gonna show you guys my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, but I'm going to show you guys my Vanguard deck profile for post on BTS BT09 which is a recently new set called Butterfly Demon Knight, and in that set, there's Palemoon support. Like the Venus Lugia, and Venus Lugia is really good. And ever since I got into Vanguard, since like this summer, I've been playing Palemoon like quite a lot. Like I played the Night Melter version, I played the base Lugia version, and in BT09 the Venus Lugia was confirmed to be the support was for Sliverthorns, and I really like Sliverthorns like quite a lot. Ever since I was playing the Nightmare the version of Sliverthorns with the Alices and the Corals and the Lugias and all that. For for BT09, I took the Nightmare dolls out and just played pure Sliverthorns because the Nightmare dolls in the with the new side they don't synergize with the Sliverthorns very well because Venus Lugia it doesn't really like help with the Alices and the Corsair, so I took it out and just switched to the pure Summon Temperature like the old days with the 4 copies of Dorians in the deck, but Dorian is limited to one per deck now because Dorian is really good. Like Dorian is part of grid. Also, with that all of that being said, I'm just gonna get down to the deck profile. Okay, so for grade 3s, there are 9 of them, which are the 4 copies of Venus Lugia. She is really good. Both of her skills are Vanguard skills, unlike the base Lugias, but oh my god, she compared to the base Lugia, she is really good. So what she does is that when you ride her, you get an Axel Striker because you're playing Palemoon, and Palemoon is an Axel deck. So you place her, you can Axel Micah, you draw a card, and then she has an act where you can counter +1, discard a card from your hand, and then call out Sliverthorns from your soul to the front rear guard. And the problem with the Sliverthorns before this card was that base Lugia is good, but she had the counterblast 2, not 1, and she requires only 1 counterblast. So it manages your counterblast like really well, and she calls out Sliverthorns to the front, and they gain 5k. While to the base gears, the rear guys only gain 3k. I mean, granted, you can call out some of the units from the soil to the rear guard, not just the front, but she is really worth it to the fact where at the end of the turn, you return all rear guards to the soul, and then you get another Axel marker. So you ride her, you get an Axel marker, you draw a card, and then end of the turn, you return all the rear guards to the side, and then you get another Axel marker that's getting you another card. And she is your main grade 3 right now for Sliverthorns, not the base Lugia anymore. I mean, base Lugia, you don't ride her as a Vanguard anymore. You rather want her in the soul, and then color her with either her or Salvia, which is the another new card that came from the same set as her. Both of those cards are really good. Like Venus Lugia is really good. Like she's good, and she is also mommy. Yeah, she's mommy. And you still play the 4 of the base Lugia, even though she's not your like your main ride anymore, because she is really good. You nowadays with the new set, you ride her as your main beater, because if you have her on the slow and then you ride her and then use Venus skill to call both of these from the slow. If you have two already there, they gain 15k. Like that's huge. She goes to like 27, and if she's in the Axel circle, she goes up to like 32. Like she becomes really big, and that's not counting the triggers that you get on your drive sex, or whether or not if she's boosted or not. Like she becomes really big. So yeah, I mean her Vanguard skill, it can come up, but you need to like manage your counterblast like really well if you want to ride her as your Vanguard. But I think riding Venus gear is better compared to riding her, because at the end of turn she gets you an Axel marker, so you basically use Venus Lugia script for just one counterblast, which is like really good. And then the last grade 3 is used to play the Dorian, because she's the main draw power. But the deck keynote, if you have Venus Lugia as your Vanguard and Dorian in the Ruger, at the end of the turn, you cannot trigger both of them. You have to choose whether or not you get an imaginary gift or return all real guys to the soul. For the draw effect for the Dorian, you can only do one. So yeah, I mean it's better to do Venus Lugia skill compared to the Dorian, because Dorian doesn't get retired. In fact, Dorian gets returned to the soul cause due to Venus Lugia. So yeah, there is that to note about involving on Venus Lugia and the Dorian. You cannot do both. You can only choose one of them. But it's better to do Venus Lugia, because Venus puts Dorian right back to the soul, so that Dorian doesn't get retired. Okay, so those are the grade days. Now for the grade 2s, nothing matters ordinary, which are still the 4 Lillians and the 4 Rising Dragons. These 8 cards are your main grade 2 beaters in the deck. I mean, Lillian, she can put on Sliverthorns from your deck directly to the sub by counterblasting one. So Dorian is basically searches your Sliverthorns and then put it to the sub. But those 8 are your main beaters in the deck. Two of this, I'm playing this over the counter charge one for Palemoon, which is the demon life dancer. It's a grade 2 where when it attacks, you put it to the soul and then you counter charge one. But the problem with that card is that if you play that over this card, you're gonna lose to a lot of aggro decks like 4 stacks or Kagura or possibly even Murakumo. So you have no like literally no way to protect yourself. So I just play this over the life dancer. I mean, sure, life dancer, it gets you a counter charge, but if you manage your counterblast really well in this deck, you don't really need to play that card. But so I rather want to play this, because so that I can protect myself. I mean, she's a this gives you a 20k shield so that you can like protect yourself and then you do not die. Don't die. So that's why I'm playing the shader over the counter charge one. For the last grade 2s I play is a 3 copy of the new one, the Sliverthorn Diva Salvia. Salvia is really good. I mean, not only her skill is both Vanguard and Rear Guard. Her skill is really good. What she does is that whether she's in the Vanguard or the Rear Guard, you counter +1 and then you target 2 Sliverthorn units from your soul, not including herself, and then you call up to 2 Sliverthorn units from your soul, and then you call it out to the Rear Guard. So let's say if you already have like a Lillian or the Rise again in your soul, or multiple loop gears in your soul, you call this counter plus one, and then you call those souls, and then you call those sponsors so right to the rear guard, and then the base loop gears they get plus 10k, and the Lillians they get 10k too if you have 4 different Spartan units in the soul. She is good, but you have to be like really careful with her if you only have one counterpass and then you have Venus in your hand. I mean, obviously you wanna ride her and then use her skill for the counterpass compared to using her, but her skill also it call Sliverthorns to like anywhere. Venus is just to the front, and Sophia is anywhere. So you have to like really careful whether to use her all the Venus if you have just 1 damage. So what I'm trying to say is that Sophia is good, but if you have Venus in here, you gotta be careful whether you wanna use her or the Venus. But regardless, she's a really good card. I mean, yeah, you just for just 1 counter, like you call out 2 units from your soul to rear, like that's really good. So those are the grade 2s. Now for the grade 1s, on the 4 arena. Arena is your main grade 1. I mean, granted, she doesn't do anything when you call her, but when you ride her, you look at the top 3, and then you put any 3 Spartan units from there to the sword, and then if you put 2 more, you get the draw card. So she's really good, and then her other skill in the rear guard is that you look at the top 2 and then put 1 onto the side and then 1 to the bottom. She's the only Spartan unit that can put any unit to the soul. It doesn't have to be a Spartan, mind you. So yeah, she's really good. She's basically what I like to call the straddles of the deck. For Rami is really good. You call her to the rear guard, you rest her, put her to the side, and then look at the top 3, and then put any 3 Spartan units from there to the soul, and then put the other 2 that's not Spartan to the bottom of the deck. So this put Spartan units to the soul. So she's what I like to call the soul charge for the deck. So because that's what Rami does. It's basically soul charges your deck. And the one of the breeding dragon. Now that the Venus and the new grade 2s is in the support side, you only play one of this for the grade 1 ride. This guy is not really good anymore, but you need to play just the 1 for the grind game for this guy's skill. Like this guy's skill is kind of slow, but he can come up, like I said, during the grind game. For those of you who don't know what breeding dragon does is that at the end of the route that it boosts the Spartan unit, you counter plus 1. You put whatever this unit boosted to the soul, and then call out another Sliverthorn unit from your soul to rear, so that you basically get another attack from this card if you use this card's skill. But this skill it rarely comes out. But you still need to like play this card for the grind game, or just in case the game like goes so long. Card is bad and slow, but you still need to play it. This card, in the other hand, the Sliverthorn Hanger of Lena is really good. It's definitely better than the Breeding Dragon. What she does is that during the time this card attacks or boosts, you soul charge 1, and then this card gets a additional 5k. So if this card boosts the Vanguard, like the Venus becomes a 17k. 17k attack, so she's really good. But I like the Rising Brazen Dragon, even though this guy's better. You only need to play one of her because it's not that important to the in like the mid to late game, because by that point, hopefully your soul is big enough so then you can abuse it with the Venus Lugia or the Vez Lugia. But during the time, if your sword isn't really big enough, her and the Rami can help you get there. So yeah. So that's why I play her. So the last great one is the Massacre that Bernie. She's the new card from the new set. Now you guys might be wondering, oh my god, why is this guy only playing one card of this card when your main Vanguard is like really broken? The Great Threes. The only reason why I'm playing only one copy of her is that yes, it searches your Luke Gears and the Dorian when you like color out, but a lot of the times that I play this deck, you want the base Luke Gear and the Dorians in the zone. You don't want to search him. So playing this guy, it kind of like complies with that, since you want the Dorians and the base Luke Gears into the zone, like I said. But this deck cannot consistently search out the Venus Lugia from the deck. Like if you do not want her in the soul like at all, because if this card in the soul, your Venus is gonna do like nothing for you. But Massacre that Bunny, if you don't have Venus Lugia to the soul, and then you look at the top 5, and then if this guy can search a Venus, it's really good. And this card also, if you call out 2 or more units from the soul, she gets an additional 5k boost. So that's why I'm only playing the one. Like playing 4 copies of this card. Sure, it can improve the consistency like quite a bit, but you only want to search the Venus, not the base look at all the Dorian. So that's why I'm only playing like one of her, so that I can make the deck just consistent enough to get to the Venus. So the Bunny is, I mean, it's not bad in the deck, but it's not really busted enough to play 4 copies of it. So that's why I'm only playing the one Bunny, so that I can get the Venus from the deck. So those are the Great 3s, the Great 2s, and the Great 1s that I play in the main deck. Now the next part are the triggers. Now the trigger ratio in this deck, I've been like playing around with like quite a lot. I mean, the trigger ratio in this deck is not even like quite finished yet. But for now, I have 5 crit, 3 front, 4 draw PGs, and 4 heal triggers. I mean, the 4 PGs and the 4 heals, they are self-explanatory and quite basic. What not is quite basic are these: the 5 crits and the 3 front. I mean, the last time I played Palemoon without the Venus, I played the rainbow trigger ratio, which are the 4 crits for front, the 4 of the drop PG, and then 4 heal. But now that this deck has access to Venus, the front triggers in the deck is not as important, because on the Venus, it gives you front real guys additional 5k. So the plan in front is not required to be played at 4, but you wanna play some so that it boosts your front real guys. What this deck really needs, I feel like are the crits, so that it so that it put pressure to your Vanguard, so that you can put more damage to your opponent. Like if you drop tactics and then you have a base gear in the soul on your Axel, you just put all crits and the boost to that gear, and she becomes like really big. Like she becomes just a 10k boost from herself, additional 5k from the Venus, additional 5k from the Axel, and the crit and the 10k boost from the critical trigger. Like that's really big, and plus an additional damage. So that's why I'm playing the 5 critical ratio, more fronts and less fronts. So yeah, but the critical ratio, the trigger ratio is like subject to change. So I mean, I'm not really set on the ratios yet. So it likely gonna get changed, and the last card in the deck and the 50 card of the deck is the starter, the Lonia. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much wraps up my Palemoon Sliverthorns deck list for BT09. I mean, what can I say? Venus Lugia is really good. She's waifu, she's beige, she's beautiful, and she is pretty. Like, Venus Lugia is really good. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up my Vanguard Palemoon Sliverthorns list. Hopefully, I will do more Vanguard deck profiles to my channel. So yeah, this is Evil Boy signing out. Peace out, guys. Peace out.